All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right, guys. I want to welcome everyone to the hot seats tonight. I'm back in New York, so just been unloading my truck and moving into the new place, so it's been a little busy today. Give me a 1 if you guys can hear me in the question box. Let me know if you guys are here. All right. Sweet, sweet, great. And can you guys see my screen too? You guys, everyone should see my screen. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's just a Facebook page. Ain't nothing fantastic going on there. All right, so let me set this up. And we got Josh Fletcher on tonight. Special guest, going to help out with the hot seats.
How's it going, Joe? Good to be on as always.
Good.
Have a good evening tonight. We'll see how things go.
Yeah, good to have you. So we're going to keep it, tonight we're going to keep it to about an hour. So if you guys want to get on the hot seats, I mean, we'll get going, you know, ASAP. So if anybody wants to hop on a hot seat, let me know now. And I got a couple of questions that were sent in, so we'll start off with that. And first here is Keith Freeburn. He asked, Greg talks about using shared hosting. Do you set up hosting accounts under fake names? I do. I set up all my most of my hosting accounts are fake names. I don't know what you do, Fletch. What your hosting?
No, all mine are set up under my name right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched some of the stuff from Stephen Floyd. I think it's a good idea to do that. I haven't done it yet. So, yeah, they're all set up under my name with Wiz Protection right now.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it. And then, yeah. All right. So, all right. Let me pull up a couple of these questions that I got here. I just have them on a Word doc. So Andre, he says he wants to come on a hot seat because he has a site that has 150 visitors every day, and he's not getting anyone to subscribe and not buy his affiliate product. So Andre, let me ask first: let me see if I see him here. I don't see him on the hot seat, so maybe he'll be coming on in a little bit. So, Andre, if you're here, just in the question box, let me know, and we will bring you on. All right. So, all right. So let's see. The next one I got is from someone who wanted to come on a hot seat, but she couldn't because she doesn't have a microphone. And this is what she said. She says, I'm an OMG member, and I want to contact you about your regular hot seats. And she doesn't have a headset. I'm working on ranking a client's site and would love to ask questions and have it reviewed live. The client has already referred me out to 6 others in the industry. Wow, that's fantastic. So she already got 6 referrals. And ranking their site is literally a breakthrough opportunity for myself. Without a mic, is there a way I could submit my question in advance? Okay, so I said yes, and she says, okay, here's the background. Here's the background of this client. Branded URL with a little age, 1 to 2 years, currently ranking mid page 1 for city profession. Looking to do a page 1 domination with website and social property citations. Then looking to rank inner pages for various long tail keywords related to different services offered. Previously, the client had a second branded domain. Their former webmaster has 301 all the old pages from that site to the new. I'm wondering if I need to disavow each of those links. I'm following the steps listed in the over-the-shoulder series for page 1 domination, but I'm also wondering when I should start attacking some of the long tail keywords. Should I do that concurrently or wait until I'm ranking well for city profession and then scale? So Sounds like the first question is they had an old site that they're 301ing to the new site, and she wants to know if she should disavow those. I don't really see a reason to disavow that those links unless there's something wrong with the domain. So and this was from Amy, and Amy, Amy, I see you're on. So I mean, if you don't have a mic, Amy, you can just hit it in the question box right here as we go on. And Amy, you still don't have a microphone, right? I see you're on. I see in the question box, but let's do this. So what I would say is if there's nothing wrong with the old domain, I wouldn't necessarily disavow those 301s. Okay. So I mean, what do you think about that, Fletch?
Yeah, there's no reason to do that unless there's they're really nasty, particularly. If they're just redirected old work or old websites, there's nothing wrong with them. You'd probably lose a lot of power if you did. So I'd keep them in place.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then she also says, show page 1, but I'm also wondering when I should start attacking some of the long tail keywords. Should I do that concurrently? I mean, on these long tail keywords, do you have separate pages for these long tails? I think that's what you said, right? And you wanted to maybe rank more pages on the site. I mean, I'd say if you're in the middle of page 1 and you sent links to some inner pages for some long tails, what that's going to do is it's just going to give more authority to your site, and it's going to help boost the whole thing. So, I wouldn't necessarily wait too long. I don't know if there's even a reason that you should wait on it. And also, if you were going to do domination, like say you're going to try to rank a Yelp page or a Facebook page or a video, I would start that, ASAP also, because all the links you send to those properties are going to transfer authority back to your site. I mean, what do you think about that, Fletch?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's ever a question of when to start, it's usually now. So, yeah, you can't start too early because a lot of times things just take time. And the longer you wait, there's just no sense in it. You're just losing money and losing traffic. So do as much as you can as quickly as you can. It's usually my strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Same here. All right, so I think we got those questions down. So listen, I want how fast is safe? I mean, I think it just depends on what you're doing. I think Greg lays it out pretty good in his new series they did this year on the 4 pillars of SEO, where he kind of talks about how he times out sending out his links, like to the money site. But I mean, if you were gonna try to boost a Yelp, a Facebook, or something else like that, you have a little more leeway there. You could send more links to that and be fine. And then listen, so I want to know, we got a lot of people. We almost got 100 people on here. So let's see if we can't get a couple of people who are brave enough to come live. So, see if we can come live. I know if we have 100 people on here, I got at least probably 8 or 10 people that are having an issue right now that they might probably want to talk about. I mean, even if it's an issue of mindset, getting started, maybe you're stuck somewhere, you haven't made any money yet, where do you begin? Or maybe you have a client and you got started, but you're just running into some trouble. Okay, all right, got a few people here. Oh, Steve said he emailed me a question. Man, I didn't get it, Steve. I only got those 2, so maybe I missed it somehow. So, yes, Steve Trash Cell. Okay, we'll bring you on. Let me just hit this. Jeff Williams asked a question, so I'm going to try to answer this question real quick, and then Steve, we'll bring you on, so get your mic ready. When logging into your multiple Google accounts, primarily your YouTube uploads, do you use proxies or VPNs to vary your IP? It would make sense that Google would link the different accounts if logging in from the same IP. In relation to this, if we have YouTube accounts targeting local search in different countries, would it be best to use a VPN location that corresponds with that account? I don't know, Fletch. Do you use different IPs when you log into different Google accounts?
With Google accounts, yes. Actually, with a lot of the social stuff we do, we use different IP addresses for. As much as anything, if you try to sign up for too many of them from the same IP, you'll wind up a lot of times encountering a lot of like these verification things that it's just a lot more work to go through than you want to encounter. So we use IP addresses for social accounts and email accounts only. We're kind of a little extra careful on a few of our projects just because they're real big, meaning they're extremely valuable. But for the most part, the only time we use IPs to log into accounts are on social accounts, just when we're setting them up, just so they don't get, so we don't get flagged, when we're setting up, 5 or 6 different, delicious accounts or something like that. It's just a lot easier to have an IP in place so you don't have to worry about getting flagged.
Yeah. What about when you log in? Like, say, if you're uploading video,
like WordPress and stuff, or are you talking about like uploading videos on YouTube?
Yeah, like YouTube. Like, say you're uploading to one.
Yeah. The Google properties are the exception. I think that I would just be the most careful with. So yeah, if we're playing around on any of the Google properties, whether it's Gmail or YouTube or even Google Docs and things like that, we use IPs on that stuff. So
yeah, I mean,
we don't use a VPN though. We just go through our Foxy Proxy. We use that with purchased IPs every month.
Yeah, I mean, I use different proxies. I'll use by proxies, and I have another VPN service I've been using. Let me see if I even have it here. It's like this VYBR VPN. VYER VPN. So I've used that too. And my outsourcers, they have this on their computer, and it's like 10,000 IPs or something. So I'll use that when we're same thing as Fletch. I mean, sometimes I get sloppy and I don't always do it, and I haven't really encountered a problem. But whenever I'm doing it, I always try to use different IPs, and then clear my use CC cleaner and clear my cookies and things like that. All right, so let's bring Steve on. Let's see what Steve's got going on here. Steve. All right. Hey, Steve, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you doing, Joe?
Really good, really good. Welcome to the hot seat. Where are you calling from?
Los Angeles area. Met you and Fletch out at Assimilation, so it's good to meet you guys.
Oh, fantastic, Steve. Yeah. I mean, I'll remember you if I see your face. I got.
Well, I have a face for radio, so you might not want to do that.
I'm sure it was good. So, all right, so let's do this. Before we hear what Steve's got going on, let's go to the let's just put some hot seats. Let's put some hashtag hot seats in here so people know that we're just getting started. So that way if people are hot seat starting now. So just give me a hashtag hot seat or something, and let's put in OMG Way or the OMG group or wherever you guys are at, and that way we let people know. So yeah, man, be good. Let's get about like at least 40 or 50 of these in here. That way, kind of get this thing rolling a little bit. All right, let's see. All right, so
is that in the regular OMG group or is that in Where is that, Joe? OMG Way?
I think I'm in OMG Way only
All right,
because
cool.
there's some people I think that aren't in OMG group or something. So yeah, OMG Way or OMG, whichever one. I think people are posting them.
Yep.
But just figure we just do a little something to get everybody moving and
Heck yeah, man.
tension going. All right, so Steve, so here's the deal. It's the hot seats, and Fletch and I are on the hot seat because we don't know what you're gonna say.
All right.
Help me. So how can we help you, Steve?
So my first question is regarding a plastic surgeon client I have out here in the greater LA area who's got an English language website, and I've also created him a website on Duda Mobile for his mobile presence. Now he wants to tackle the Spanish-speaking market out here, which is obviously real big in the greater LA area, and kind of the best way to go about creating a language internationalization of the site. The two options I see real quick are using the Google Translate plugin, which is quick and easy, but my concern would be that it would be difficult to rank for Spanish language keywords because of the way the plugin works, and then two, we don't have complete control of the translation. So the other option then is to do a full Spanish language site. And what's the best way to do that? Would that be to go create a subdomain like spanish.mydomain.com or some other way?
Well, I've used that Translate plugin before, and I don't think it gives the greatest translation. So if it was me, I would definitely have, especially if you're going after a high-end market like that, and you want to hit Spanish, I would have definitely written content by someone who's very fluent in Spanish. Fletch, what do you think? I mean, what do you think for putting a Spanish site? Would you put it on a subdomain?
Yeah, when we do multiple language sites, we do each language on a different subdomain. Seems to work pretty well, but I don't have any experience with Duda Mobile in that regard. But yeah, when we're doing multi-language sites, we build them all. We build each of them on a different subdomain.
Okay.
Fletch, do you use a translator or do you use a plugin?
Yeah, no, we use a professional translator for that stuff, and you can pretty much mirror your content exactly. If you get the articles written, you can have the exact same content in a different language on your own site. You won't get hit with any Duke penalties there, but okay. I would have it professionally translated if it's especially high-end stuff. Because if you're off by a few words, if the translation's word for word instead of actually the way it's spoken in the native language, it's just not gonna connect and convert the way you want it to.
Right. Yeah, that was the follow-on there was how to integrate that with Duda, since it is sitting technically on a separate site, and just the mobile traffic is being redirected over to the mobile site. So,
you could probably, I would just send a message to Duda Mobile and ask them. Also, if you use a theme, there's a lot of themes that are mobile responsive, and they meet all Google's criteria for mobile. So if you put on a subdomain, you just use a theme that's mobile responsive. You won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I've checked into the Duda support, and they have some material on there, and their basic thing is just create additional pages and redirect. Have the person just say, "Oh, I go to the Spanish pages," and you get into their navigation and that way. But it seems a little bit clunky though. So I'm just looking for a cleaner way.
I mean, you could also probably. I mean, are you building the site on WordPress?
Yeah, the main site is on WordPress. The client site is on WordPress. Yes. Okay,
so it's so if you're going to make a duplicate of it in Spanish, you're going to have to get that same WordPress theme and whatever. I mean, yes. I would really just look for one that's mobile responsive, and then, or it might be something that you go on Elance or Odesk and find someone who could make you a mobile site for $400 or $500 if that Duda Mobile doesn't work. I mean, because you're going out. I mean, it's not like you're doing a landscaper, or
No,
right.
no.
So his stuff has to plastic surgeon. His stuff has to look really good and really tight. So, if it was me, that's kind of what I would do. Is I would find someone that could make me a mobile site, or I'd find a mobile responsive.
Right. And there's a little bit of challenge because we've customized his theme so much that it really doesn't look great without having a dedicated mobile site. The responsiveness is just a little bit off due to some of the customization we've done. But yeah, I'll check that out. So last question, or kind of following the same client. The client, when I started working with him a while back, had a lot of branded or SEO optimized anchor text, so not a lot of branded anchor text. So I've been slowly building that up, and I think it's kind of holding us back for some of the target keywords he wants to go for. So what's maybe the best way in your guys' mind to build up a mass quantity of quality, a branded backlink? I've just got I'm just building out my PBN. I've only got probably 10 sites right now, and I'm kind of slowly building as we go. So I don't have 50 PBNs that I can just call on and just start sending branded anchor text.
Right. So you want to dilute some of that anchor. I mean,
yes.
What do you know what kind of quality those sites are on? That those, are they good quality sites, or where are those?
The legacy backlinks are pretty lower quality. It was based that his design he had it a couple of years ago where he had a lot of keyword optimized anchor text sitting on his homepage, and so the scrapers just came by and grabbed all that and created all these backlinks to these that were pretty low quality to his homepage and some of his inner pages. So I'm just trying to dilute all that.
Right. I mean, what do you think, Fletch?
Whoops. If I could figure out this mute button, it would help. Most of my branded stuff I try to actually get from like Web2s and social properties. You can get a lot of power from them. It helps set up your branding, because it's you. So I really kind of set that up kind of along the same thought process as like the WebRing 1 system that Network Empire has in place. It's kind of like, there's I got 80 different, very high domain authority sites that are like social profile sites and Web2s that you can get do follow links from, that you can get just branded or naked anchor text on to dilute whatever you need. It's got a lot of power. You can link to them from, or to and from PBNs if your PBN's not big enough yet. That's usually what I use for non-money keyword anchor text, just to dilute things and add some more power to my sites.
And that would be, if I could look at that all in the Network Empire section of Breakthrough.
Yeah, they got some stuff. I'm talking about like Crunchbase and About Us and Twitter and Wikimedia and sites like that. Just really high DA. I think Moz puts out a list of like the top 100 high DA sites you can do follow links from. You can just go download that thing and just play through there. Some of them are harder to work with than others, but it'll give you a lot of different link diversity from different IPs and different types of sites and stuff like that. And you can dilute your anchor text and add power at the same time with those things without having to build a PBN.
Okay, that sounds great.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you, Zach. Thanks so much.
Yeah, and you can use stuff like Fletch was saying, like even Weebly or Tumblr.
Mm-hmm.
Do follow.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are great to use.
Blogger too. Yeah. So, and then the other thing I do when I bring on a new client is I just actually started doing this not too long ago. It was is running them through, and this was Cotton actually recommended. It says is I run them through a link. I send their site through a link detox.
Yeah.
And then I disavow all their low quality or spammy links. So that's another thing you might think of doing is looking at if he has a lot of spammy links coming in with exact match anchor text, that definitely could be holding your site back, especially if they're low quality.
Yeah.
You
And
know
there's
what
stuff from like the Globe and all these kind of really kind of spammy directory sites from all over the world.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about, link detox?
Yeah, I was covered briefly on the assimilation webinar last night, so I'll probably go back and watch that replay again and dig
Yeah,
into that.
right here, link research tools. That's it. It's just like, it's funny, like if you guys look this up, like link research tools, they have like link research tools and like link detox. They got two sites. It's the exact same tool, but one's more money than the other. I don't get it. But so this one here is 129 bucks a month, and you get like so many reports or something. So I mean, so yeah. So I mean, anyway, so there is some stuff on it in OMG on this. It's very easy to use, self-explanatory. They even have tutorial videos. If you trust it, I've even had a guy do some of this for me on Fiverr, and he actually, he sent me a report and everything else. But I'm not saying, I mean, you got to be real careful about that. But you could run his site through here, disavow the really toxic stuff, and that can help your site. Also, I mean, that's boosted. I've seen that boost sites before, just cleaning up those bad toxic links.
Yeah, I'm really, based on some of the webinars and being on Fletch's coaching session on Sundays, it really seems like this lack of branded anchor text or branded links, and probably some of this, toxic links are called in, because I'm kind of stuck on some, page 2 with some keywords, and I've been hitting it with a lot of stuff, but it just kind of seems like it's just plateaued.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that sounds like you know, yeah, that sounds like what it is to me. And then remember too, when you detox, if you're detoxing these spammy links, they're probably the exact match anchor also. So you're diluting that anchor also by disavowing those links.
And typically, after you do something like that, you're going to start seeing results from disavows in what, like a month or 2 months? Is that usually take some time?
I think it just depends on the site. I've seen a difference in a week, a month. It just all depends.
It all depends on Google. Yep.
Yeah, it depends on the site. There's a lot of things it depends on, but.
Well, great. Thank you, gentlemen, so
All
much.
right. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on, Steve. Appreciate it. And
Thank you.
all right, so let's mute Steve here. Steve. All right, cool. Let's go down the list. Let's see what we got here. What softwares to use to change proxies? I think I showed that already. I use that. Do you think HMA is a bad method for changing IPs? Oh, I see. Fletcher already answered that. Yeah, I mean HMA. I don't. Yeah, the one I have works with Mac and Windows, and I think so it just depends on your preference. Can you explain VPS hosting compared to shared hosting? I don't know. VPS is a virtual private server, where shared hosting is you're sharing hosting. So if you have a shared hosting account, that means on the IP that your site is, there's other people on that same IP. So it might be your SEO site, maybe John the plumber, who you don't even know. His site might be on that IP. Somebody else's site the bakery down the road, he might be on that IP. So you're sharing that IP with different websites. When you have your own dedicated IP, then you're the only one on that IP, if that makes sense. Okay, so Rich says he wants to come on. Rich Nazawadi. Nazawadi? All right, let's see. Hey, Rich, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Where you calling in from, Rich?
I am in Massachusetts, just north of near New Hampshire, like north of Boston.
Boston. Okay. Hey, can you speak up a bit? You're a bit low on my end here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think it's my mic. I worried about that. My mic not be that. I might not have a very good mic on me right now. So let me see if I can.
That's okay. I mean, we can still hear you. Just might maybe speak
Oh
up.
yeah, I talk a lot anyways, so hopefully it'll come.
All right, Rich. How can we help you out, Rich from Massachusetts?
So, yeah, I'm still trying to get my first client. So just background, I come from an SEO background prior to joining OMG. I do agency level SEO. So the problem I'm having with, I'm trying to, so basically I'm trying to utilize my time as best I can when I'm home. But because of the agency SEO, I got to be careful how I look for clients, I guess. So I can't utilize my LinkedIn. I can't utilize my Facebook, for instance, to try to get clients that way. So the way I've been trying to get them is the use of video. So, but I'm kind of struggling with just getting that first one. I've ranked my city SEO site under not under my name, but under a business name. So I got that ranked #1 in my city. I got a video right under there. But my city, doesn't really get a lot of volume, but it's just something that I could do. At least I can show people that. And so what I've been doing lately is just downloading YouTube videos and then live streaming them, seeing if I can rank them that way, and then I guess I would just call the client. I mean, I think that's what I do anyways. Does that seem like?
Well, that's a method I used a lot. That's how one of the ways I first got started was finding videos, and then I would do one or two things. I'd send them an email with a video, and I'd say, listen, I can get this video to page 1, and when I get it there, you just pay me $150 a month.
Okay.
And that was like Cotton calls it SEO splitting.
Yeah.
Or a foot in the door. The $150 don't mean anything, but
right.
I would use it because they would get so many emails and calls from people that would promise them the world and not do anything. So this was proving it. Let me ask you this. Why don't you want to use your LinkedIn? So you have an agency. It's your SEO.
I work for an agency. Yeah, I work I'm just an employee there.
Oh, I got you. Oh, I was going to say, what? You want to... Oh, so
No.
Right. You don't want a conflict of interest. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I've already gotten, I thought about just going out to my car and literally cold calling at lunch, but I just... Yeah, I mean, I can't jeopardize that because money's tight as it is. I certainly can't lose that job. And I worked hard to get that job. I used to be in finance, and I really just studied SEO about 10 years ago, old school way, and really just put my time in that and kind of talk myself into these agency positions that I've been lucky enough to get. So it's not a matter of, God, I hate my job, I gotta get out of it. It's a matter of, man, I can be making this money for myself instead of doing it here. So yeah, there's a real conflict as far as really networking too close to the area, I guess.
Yeah, too close to home, huh? Because, I mean, is it a pretty big agency or what?
Yeah, I've worked for a few of them, so it's getting bigger. The agency itself has been growing quite a bit. I just feel like I'm running into people more and more who know what it is.
Right,
so
right.
It's just kind of a struggle, but, like I said, I'll cold call people. I just don't have...
Well, cold calling is tough. It's real email marketing anymore, and cold calling. It's definitely a tough way to do it because these businesses are getting called. Shoot, my brother's a contractor here, and they get called probably 4 or 5 times a week. And they're ranking #1 already, and they're still getting called. So people just cold call you know, like crazy.
Right.
Fletch, what do you think, man? What would you do if you were in that situation?
Well, first of all, good to talk to you again. I remember we jumped on we had a little one-on-one thing. I did a bonus for Becker's group. And,
We did. You're right. Yeah,
yeah,
nice to talk to you as well.
I remember that. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, though, with kind of one of those conflicts, you've got a couple different things working against you. One is, okay, so, legally you don't want to lose a job and all that kind of stuff, but what it does to you kind of, consciously, a subconsciously kind of thing, is it holds you back from really moving forward as fast as you could or should otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
What you might want to do is just get some other things in place that don't create a conflict of interest. Either going after clients that your agency would never go after, ranking Amazon products, ranking affiliate products, setting up your own affiliate marketing, business, selling leads, doing CPA on your own. That will let you kind of get enough, income coming in other ways. Certainly not probably ideal. Client consulting is, I think, the fastest and probably the best way to get up off the ground and get to an independent income quickly. But without jeopardizing that, you could replace that income so that you are in a place where you can really just make that decision, whether you want to say, okay, it's time for me to step out and do my own agency thing, or hey, now I've doubled my income and it's not so bad to go to work anymore, or whatever you want to do. So yeah, you might want to just think about even maybe taking a different route to monetization with your skills, so you kind of you can cover your bases there with income, just in case something does go kind of haywire. Get even more experience ranking sites and knowing kind of what you can do, and kind of feel it out that way. That would be kind of the alternative that I would kind of throw out there for you to consider at least.
Yeah, that's actually great advice. I have thought about CPA, and to be honest with you, when I'm concentrating on clients, and like I live streamed 3 YouTube videos while we were sitting here on the call earlier, so I've been targeting clients or industries that are on the West Coast, for instance, just because I figure, okay, if I talk to them, it's outside of business hours. There's no way that I'm gonna get caught doing it. So any of these YouTube things I'm trying to do, I've been using, just out of my time zone, just to see even if I got a couple, if I was making $500 a month, it'd make a huge difference right now for me. So, but like you said, it's hard because of the conflict in this area. It's like I can't go out like to a meetup or something like that. Really, I got to be careful with that. So, but the CPA thing is definitely something that is interesting. I watched the videos on that, and that's definitely something that I definitely want to try as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Fletch. Like my main advice, if someone says I need clients, the go-to is go to a chamber and start meeting people. But
right,
that's a conflict. But like, well, you ever heard of Offer Vault?
Yeah, I did it from the. I saw the video on this, I believe.
Yeah, I did some videos on this. I mean, too, is like if you wanted to get started, one way is to find, like, these are all pay per call. They'll pay per phone call that you get, and some of these actually pay decent. Some pay really high, but they're going to be way more competitive. Like personal injury, but there's stipulations. Like you look at this, it's not like you're going to get $450 every call. There's definitely stipulations to this.
Sure.
But like rehab centers are usually $90, $100, right? And if you rank for a rehab with a video or a website in a certain area, you start getting phone calls, and they start converting, and you're getting $100 a lead. I'm telling you, that site to a rehab center is worth way more than $100 a call. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's another thing with these things is, even if you look at some of these, they're pretty low. Like once you get down and you start, I think there's like windows and roofs, $35. But like you just use this as kind of a lead-in. You start getting money in your pocket, and go out and try to sell it, because it's a lot easier to sell something when you have proof than just call and saying, "Hey, I can do your SEO for you."
Yeah, that's definitely true. Are these on this Offer Vault? Are they so this is they give you the phone. The phone number is something they supply you, or do you have to go out and get the call flyer?
Yeah, they supply. So what happens is like, all right, so right here, okay, water restoration nationwide. Okay, we look at this. They're paying you $19.50 a lead. I know for a fact in most cities like San Diego, Dallas, the pay per click price, meaning people click from Google, is $100 to $150 per click. So if you could rank a water restoration site, and usually with water restoration comes that usually people do mold and everything else. Those leads, I mean, you can get a water restoration company as a client by showing, hey, look, I got this #1 ranking. It's getting phone calls. Shoot, that's a big money client. But what you would do is you'd go here and then you'd have to join this CPA network, Astoria company. So you just click this button. It says join network, and then you have to fill this stuff out. And in those videos, I think those videos are in Breakthrough, Project J, and Project X. I go through and tell you exactly how to do this. And you have to really watch those and see what I say, because when I first put that out, people weren't watching them and they were getting denied. So
yeah, I did see the video about what to do. I didn't watch it yet, but what to do if you get denied, I think is an exact video like that.
Yeah, and then two is I think I have a couple of CPAs that they know people are coming from ONG. I actually talked to the manager there, and if you use my name, then you pretty much get approved. But I talk about that in those videos. But so that's just to add on to what Fletch said, which
this way right here I think is I've kind of been hedging towards this way a little bit. And I think would you go I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, a site or a video. I mean, it's easy for me to rank. It seems like I'm finding it very easier, I should say, to rank a video right now. Or would you go the full site route for something like this?
Well, like a video will rank faster. It all depends, and Fletch could attest to this, is how you do your video.
Right.
For me, I usually get more leads off a site, more calls off a site, because people are going to they'll see the video, but if it's something like water restoration, they want to know about the company. So if you send the site that looks like crap or like a lead site, they're not going to call it. So you have to have a clear direction, you have to be very clear with them what's going on, and and that's why the way Fletch does his lead gen is real genius about it.
Yeah, I did watch those videos as well. So this seems like the way to go for me, I think.
Fletch, you use a lot of videos, or are you doing mainly sites?
I use videos, but we get way more calls off the sites than we do the videos. I use the videos as much as anything of really powering the site up, because you can add a description link to your property, and you can kind of throw some junk at your videos and get them to rank and get some traffic. But you'll get way more calls for most things related to home improvement, especially with a website, just because of exactly what Joe said. Somebody's going to be coming in your home. You want to kind of check them out and see if they got more than just some video on YouTube. There are certain things that YouTube videos convert better for. Strangely, there's like video production and video editing and things like things related to this person can rank a video, can put it together the right way, can make it look good. Branding, marketing things can convert off video. But most of your home improvement things are going to convert better on your website. So don't shy away from the video, or don't not rank the video, but just plan on trying to drive that traffic to the website, because that's probably what you're going to wind up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, my thought was maybe get the video up through a live stream, do the whole money rub out thing, and then while I'm building the site in the background, and if I can get a couple calls on the video, I get a couple calls on the video.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, but just don't bank on that really carrying the day. Your website's probably going to be the thing that brings it home.
Makes sense. And then, I'm sorry, maybe I missed this. So they supply the phone number initially because they're paying the lead, but you would switch that out?
Here's what I do, is I have a, so they'll provide me a phone number, and I put that phone number in a tracking software. So I So what goes on the site is my tracking number. So
Gotcha.
call the tracking number and it goes to their phone number. And
Mhm.
so that number, so I'm recording those calls, one, and two, I know what calls are going through. And then if I go from that network, because they're going to be paying me a lot less for a lead than I can get from a client, I don't have to change the number anymore. So I always, in everything I do, I have my own number that I control.
Yeah, that makes sense. You just change where it forwards to them, obviously. That's how you would do it.
Yeah, forward. So you could use like CallFire, or if you Act, or there's a number of call forwarding tools you can use.
No, this is great. Yeah, I think you guys opened my eyes here to the CPA stuff. I think I'm gonna go back and watch those videos one more time and just start digging into this.
Yeah,
I think it's
CPA. You could also do lead gen. Write the client. If you have a knack, and you want to, for a service. I mean, you don't have to do CPA. It's just an easier way to go, I think. But if there's a niche you're comfortable with, you can build out a site and try to get someone. I mean, once you have a property ranking, phone calls, right? So it's ranking, and you got trackable calls. Your job, it just becomes a lot easier to sell someone when you're not in front of them. So.
Right. Now, actually, just one more. I'm sorry if I may. Just on the call, like CallFire, for instance. When you set up CallFire and you set up, say you don't have, say one of these videos I live streamed tonight ranked, and I put a number on there, a CallFire number, for instance. Would that forward to like my own phone number or something? Like, how would you do that initially if you don't have a client to send them to?
You can forward it anywhere you want. But you use CallFire. Does CallFire have a voice mailbox?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, something like that.
Yeah, you can set up a voicemail box.
Okay.
You can forward it to a round robin, meaning you can send it to 3 different companies or whatever. You can send it to your own phone. You can send it to a Google number that would have a mailbox on it.
Yeah, that's what
one company. Yeah, there's a lot of choices. CallFire and ACT both pretty much have the same choices now. They both have all the options. Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean you guys gave me good direction. I think that's good. It's great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm glad I helped you out, and So hey, and we want to hear from you too. So if you start doing it and you have any questions, man, you're more than welcome to hop on the hot seat again. So
yeah, you guys will be here for me, I'm sure. I'll probably have a ton of questions once I get started. So.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Rich. All right.
Take care.
Bye. All right, Fletch. I think we probably got time for one more hot seat.
All right, let's do it. Let's get them on.
This
See
hour
what we come up with.
went pretty quick, man. It went really fast.
Dude, it's so fast. There's so much that we can do. Yeah, I know, it's fun.
I know. All right, let's see. So I got Chris Series. I don't even know how to spell it. So Chris Assersoin, son. I don't know how to. Maybe he can help me pronounce that. Let's see. I'm gonna mute him, and we're gonna see what Chris. Oh, he even raised his hand here. Look at that. All right. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
Hey, man. Hey, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Assertion.
Oh, man, Assertion. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Santa Rosa, California.
Santa Rosa. Nice, man. What's the weather like there today?
It's about 95, 97.
Oh, man, that's kind of warm, ain't it? Santa Rosa's on the coast, ain't it?
What's that?
Santa Rosa's on the coast, right?
Yeah, close to it, but it's still pretty hot.
Wow. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah, it's hot there today.
Yeah.
So how can we help you, Chris?
Okay, I got a list of questions here. I have about 6 of them.
Oh, okay.
So the first one is, where or who could make a quality SEO video for my local SEO website?
So you want what kind of video do you want? I mean, do you want a green screen video with an actor? What's your budget? You want a whiteboard video?
I'm not sure. Something professional animation, I guess.
Is he,
Or what would you recommend?
well, let me ask you, what's your budget? Is it $100, $50, $200?
150?
Okay, so what I have is I have a guy. He does these. He has a studio, and he's doing screen videos with an actor. I think he's at 197 or 297. I don't know, somewhere in
Okay.
that range, where it's an actual actor, any background you want. You could put picture in picture on the side, super professional. You know, up to like 3 or 4 minutes. Um, and he's you know, you're talking probably between $200-300 range. Um,
Okay.
and,
How could I get in contact with him?
okay, with him, if you go to Facebook, his name is Rob Byrne. So just you could let's see, this guy right here. So if you go to he's a friend of mine. So I mean, you look at my
Okay.
friends and you type in Rob Burns, you'll see him there, and just message him. Uh, he also owns company PR Reach,
Okay.
which all right. So what PR Reach does is this is a press release video. So they do a press release and then they make a video with an actor on it, and
Nice.
and right. So these are 197 a piece. But what he's doing now is he's converting this studio. Well, he has a studio and the actors, so now they're just doing like service type, videos. Um, so you can either contact them through Facebook or even if you drop a message in PR Reach and just say, hey, you want to talk to Rob Byrne, do a portfolio, and then tell him in the message that I sent you, and he'll give you the deal because he's working out a deal for years. So that, or if you want to do just a regular video for under $100, then you could. I have videos on that in there about using people per hour or Fiverr with a whiteboard video and voiceover and stuff like that.
Okay. So you still use Fiverr?
I use Fiverr for a voiceover, so I'll use it because I can usually get a decent voiceover for around $10, and then
Okay.
then you can find people that do whiteboard videos there, and then um, it's people per hour.
Okay. Okay.
What about Fletch? You do a lot of video. I mean, I know you do your own stuff, huh? You got kind of
Yeah, we do our own stuff. I do all my own scripting and storyboard. And we've got our own video production company now. So, but yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different kinds of videos that work. I did a lot of doodle videos when I first started, just to kind of figure out, how to rank videos and whatnot, and then really how to script and have a story that fit with, where somebody's coming from when they're going through a search or whatever, and what kind of content and whatever they're coming to receive on is. But are you there? Did I lose?
yeah. I
Lost on my
just
phone.
muted it
Okay,
while
cool.
I muted it while you were
Yeah, I was
talking.
getting a lot of that too. Yeah, no, it's all good.
But,
But yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different kind of videos that work. You don't have to have really fancy production equipment to do good videos. I had an iPhone. I don't even think it was an iPhone 5. I think it's like an iPhone 4, and I put it on a tripod, and I got like a wired mic for $29, and I did my first construction leads video, and it turned out really good. I was just sitting at, in my own office, and I actually wound up having to like tape a picture of my buddy on the wall so that it didn't seem so contrived, and it took me like 4 hours to shoot this video that lasted like probably 2.5 minutes, but it turned out good. It looked good. Lighting and your microphone are going to go a long way if you're going to try to do your own stuff. So if you've got good lights, you got a decent mic, it's going to sound good. It's going to look better than you think, and I made a shit ton of money with just my smartphone and a $29 mic. I think we probably did, I don't know, $40,000 or $50,000 worth of leads that came in out of that video that I posted and ranked for a few different industries that we wanted to be able to sell leads to. So, yeah, I mean, the videos that we do, we do video production now, but we charge considerably more than $200. And it's worth it, but when you're starting out, I wouldn't recommend really breaking the bank on video production. It is going to really set you apart from everybody else in the industry. But until you figure it out, it's easy to get it wrong too when you're starting out. So get something that functions right, that gets traffic, and then if it doesn't convert, you can tweak it, and then figure out if you need a different kind of format. If you need to go from Doodle to a slide-share to maybe a live webinar style or a live action video. Those all are different types that work. But it really depends on knowing your market and knowing what they're going to be receptive to. I think the style you want to go with, and then once you've got that identified, then it's just kind of tweaking the story and working on conversion from there.
Let me mute him here. Yeah. Hey, Chris.
Yes, hi. Did I have a lot of background noise?
Yeah, it was getting noisy. It sounded like somebody was smashing the keyboard. So
Oh, sorry about that.
No problem. So I just had to mute you, but so.
Okay. And then my second question is, do you have a preferred SEO copywriter that you could recommend?
Fletch, you write your own copy, don't you?
I do, yeah. Yeah, I write my own copy. I have a content writer in the group named Pat Sava. He's an OMG. It's not like I have him. He was there before I got there. But he does some stuff for me. It ranks really well. I don't know if it's really what you would consider like copywriting for conversion, but I do all my own writing. Yeah, I don't outsource that. I don't outsource any of my scripting on stuff, whether it's a video or writing, either one.
Okay, so
I like guru.com, GURU.com.
okay.
And they have some decent writers on there. You kind of have to find the writer and you have to test them, and then and that's it. And then you through kind of testing, you kind of come up with somebody you like. So it's like, I'm not going to give out who I use just because I spent a lot of time finding them, and
Okay.
and everyone should find their own too. It's kind of like one of those things. But Pat Sava, I have used him before, and he's great for SEO content and stuff like that. So I've used Pat Sava quite a bit also.
Okay. And my third question is, do I need to add more schema tags in Webmaster Tools for the Director's Cut skin?
That's probably a question I'm going to give over to Fletch. He knows.
I had a feeling you might do that. Well, it depends on what you consider neat. The more schema you can add, the better. But there's a lot of times when you can spend a lot of money on, or a lot of time and money on the same thing. When you spend a lot of that time on things that really don't provide that much of a benefit, or a benefit that you don't need. So, the semantic web is something that is kind of the next evolution of how Google or really how people will navigate and understand what's what on the internet. So those tags are just a way to identify things. You've got a tag of video that was created. So there's video tags that we use on most of our stuff. Those do not come standard in Director's Cut. You have to add those. We add those inline. The stuff that Google Webmaster Tools will allow you to add as far as schema markup is extraordinarily limited. If you want to get an idea of how many different tags and how much markup is available through schema, you can go to schema.org and look at all the different kinds of tags you can add through there. And to give you an idea, schema.org is only about way less than 10% of the available semantic markup. So, the semantic web is a very large place. The reason I really haven't got into it, I was planning on doing a module about semantic earlier in the summer. It is such a big thing. I did not want people to get distracted from just building good content and good links and ranking that way, because it truly is a different way of looking at things. So adding good markup tags in Webmaster Tools is going to take you a long way toward getting kind of semantic integration on your website. In all likelihood, you probably don't need to do much more than that. But if you so choose, especially if you're getting into video, there are definitely some things that you can add to your videos that will help it rank better. If you're building brands, there are definitely some things that you want to look into as far as connecting your different branded pages together in ways that are not traditional links, but are essentially ways to connect your content to one another, so that you have, you're essentially kind of saying that, that's my Facebook business page, and that's my website, and that's my Twitter feed. So those are really the kind of the two areas I would look into, and you can do that through schema, or a lot of the OWL is a different semantic markup language you can use. It's a bunch of different ones you can incorporate. So those are not going to be things, though, that you can incorporate within Webmaster Tools. You're going to have to add those as code in your website.
Okay. Okay, so number 4, do I need to install Jetpack for the DC skin?
You don't need to. You can. It gives you a lot of functionality, but the DC skin works fine without Jetpack plugin.
Okay, and I guess I'll ask one more question. How do you process a client when you have a current client ranked in their same niche?
Well, that's kind of up to you. I know a lot of people choose to do kind of non-competes in industries, so they're not competing against each other. I know also a lot of people are successful. They're, hey, you're going to rank for different keyword. There's so many keywords out there that you really don't probably run into a situation where you're truly competing against yourself. Plumbing Denver and plumber Denver are different keywords. You can rank 2 different companies for those each, and they're going to each be happy and get a lot of value for it. So it just depends on how you want to set your business up, how you want to handle that kind of exclusive relationship potentially, or you just want to say, hey, if you're paying me to rank for that keyword, I'll go rank you for that keyword. That also kind of, you'll start to understand that it plays into whether or not you guarantee #1 ranking for your keywords as well, or whether you just say, hey, top 5 or first page or whatever it might be. You could certainly, morally say, I'll get you on the first page, and you could take 10 different clients for the same keyword, and you've met all their, expectations and haven't kind of crossed any boundaries. But if you're promising them all #1 rankings and you sell the same keyword, then you've got a problem. So the thing is, they all work. It just depends on what's natural for you to sell, what's natural for you to communicate value in, and really kind of the way you want to build your agency. But they can all work just fine.
Yeah, I do an exclusivity. If I have a, water damage guy in San Diego, I don't take anybody else on. That's part of my contract, and I don't have a contract. That's kind of my just for me, my selling point that I do. So just
Okay.
do it,
Okay, that's pretty much it. The last question was actually a personal one, and it was for you, Joe. Is what was your favorite Italian dish, or is?
I like manigot, and many people know that as manicotti. Like that's what people.
Manicotti?
Manigot is what it's called in Italian, but people pronounce it manicotti because that's how it's spelled. But it's like a big ravioli. So that's my favorite Italian dish.
Cool. Yeah, I love pasta.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm upset I didn't get asked that question, because I could have said my wife.
That's good. Woo! Man, that's a good one. All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot for coming on, Chris. Thanks for the great questions.
All right, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Fletch.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, man. I think we got to wrap it up, Fletch.
Hey, that works for me, dude.
So, hey, man, I want everyone to thank Fletch, man, the Facebook. He came on, busy guy. He's got a big steak waiting for him at home. So, let's just give him a huge thank you. I mean, we got 100 people on. I want to see 100 thanks, Fletch. In the Facebook group, give him a big thank you. And Fletch, thanks again. I always appreciate it, man. One of my dearest friends. So good.
Absolutely, bud. Anytime.
All right, guys. Until next week, we will see you later.